Yo, what's up? It's SNT, and you're watching episode 20. Yeah, I can't even do that on my hands anymore. We're watching episode 21 of the bike show. This is the weekly series where we check out some of your amazing bike builds that you have submitted to the email address that's down in the description and on the screen right now. And if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join the squad on the road to 20,000 subscribers and eventually the road to 100,000 subscribers. But now sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and at the end let me know in the comment section down below which bike was your favorite. But now let's start the show with the first bike of the day, which is a Beta RR 50 from Sweden. It started out as a boring black Beta RR, but then he put a lot of time into this bike and turned it into the beast it is today. And some of the things he has done to this bike includes a set of upside down forks, 3D printed flywheel cover, bold designs wheel decals, brake levers with standalone brake reservoirs, tinted KTM EXE headlight, Pro Taper fat bar with a Voca bar pad, a stunt brake setup with double rear brake calipers, a MVT premium inner rotor ignition, and a brand new black plastics kit with a graphics kit on top. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the 3D printed flywheel cover he has on this bike. Usually people run without a flywheel cover when they use inner rotor ignitions, just to be able to keep the temperature down and get as much airflow as possible to be able to cool the inner rotor ignition. Even though I personally like that look a lot, I think that looks really cool and definitely fits the race look that a lot of these race engine and race bikes have. At the same time, it can look a little bit off, and this guy definitely did the right option by getting a 3D printed cover to go alongside the edge to make it look more complete and more put together, but still having the airflow and you know, being able to show off the inner rotor ignition, being able to have the airflow to cool down the inner rotor ignition. Overall, it's a beautiful moped. You did a great job with this build. I really like everything from the color scheme to the way you have really thought about this build and executed it in the best way possible. The attention to detail on this bike is on point. You did a great job with this bike. So thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Now we have a 77cc Yamaha DT 50 from Finland. This bike also started out as a normal black moped, but then he decided he wanted to do something special with it, so during this winter he rebuilt the bike and put his own touch on it. So he got a graphics kit and a few other parts to really take the appearance of this bike to the next level, which he did a great job with. He also tuned the engine quite a bit with a bore kit 77cc racing cylinder, stage 6 HPC MK2 crankshaft, 24mm PWK carburetor, Malossi reed valve, and a Voca Carbon 7080 exhaust. I really like this bike a lot. Everything just works perfectly together. I really like the choice of graphics kit and the front number plate. Those just makes a huge difference and really took the bike to a next level on the appearance. And I also like the fact that you got a nice underbody exhaust. I feel like when you get a nice underbody exhaust with great fitment, it does so much for the bike, especially if you're going for more of a race look like this bike has with the number plate and stuff like that. So the exhaust here with the perfect fitment all along the frame is so nice. You did a great job with this bike. I don't really have much more than that to say. Then this is a beautiful bike with a powerful engine setup, so I assume it's a lot of fun to ride as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Next up, we have a 2011 DT50 from Sweden. This one also started out as a pretty basic black moped, and I think I'm starting to see a theme here with black mopeds becoming beautiful mopeds by doing a rebuild. I don't know, is this starting to be a theme on this episode, I guess. With just a few minor changes, he took it from the clap DT50 it was in the beginning to the beauty it is today. And some of the things he did to this bike includes a Voca fluo yellow bar pad, fluo yellow grips, added more fluo yellow details, Metakrit thrower exhaust with a Leovins V6 muffler, and made the rims 50-50 with a black and fluo yellow color, which looks so good. Like, it definitely fits this bike perfectly. It's not too crazy with a crazy graphics kit or anything like that. It's just a clean black bike with a lot of details, and everything just works perfectly together. It looks 100 times better now than it did before, with just a few minor changes. The only thing he wants to do now is to paint the exhaust to really finish this bike up. But other than that, this bike looks beautiful. You did a great job with this bike. Thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Moving on, we have a crazy 94cc Yamaha DT50 from Holland. This episode is starting to turn into a Yamaha DT50 exclusive episode. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's such a nice bike and such a cool platform to do a cool build on, so it's always fun to see DT50s. He bought the bike in really bad condition, it was in a million pieces, so he had to rebuild the bike from the ground up if he even wanted to get it working. So he rebuilt it to a really clean, fully functioning moped with a high-end engine build. So the engine build includes a 94cc Italkit racing cylinder, Italkit 44.9mm stroked racing crankshaft, MT digital direct inner rotor ignition, Italkit V-Force reed valve, 30mm PWK carburetor, stage 6 air filter, and a Yasuni R4 exhaust. And for the cosmetics, he got a Yamaha YC number plate and a Yamaha YC front fender. And even though the front fender is pretty big and usually doesn't fit mopeds, it works perfectly on this bike. I'm not sure why it does that, but it looks so good on this bike and definitely works perfectly with the rest of the bike. I think everything about this bike looks really cool, especially if you look where it came from to where it is now. It's a huge transformation. You did a great job with this bike. I like it a lot, from the powerful engine setup to the color scheme you're going for to the plastics you have chosen. I don't really have much more than that to say. Then thank you so much for sending it in to the show. Last but not least, we have a Rieju RR from the Netherlands. This bike has gone through an amazing transformation, and the build is inspired by a 1989 KTM GS 350. So this bike has an old school theme, which I honestly think looks amazing. And some of the things that are done to this bike includes a MT 50cc Iron Max cylinder, 17.5mm carburetor, Technic Gas Inox exhaust, powder coated frame, painted a few parts, for example the swing arm, and I got some custom stickers to really finish up this look. I really like the fact that you've gone for a retro look on this bike with the original uncut white plastics with a dark blue seat cover and a red frame. It really gives an old school vibe to this bike, and the stickers you've added on this bike really pulls it all together and really makes it truly a old school vibe on this bike. But I also like the fact you got stuff like the V-face headlight to give it a more of a retro mod feel, like a little bit more modern, because I feel like the old school headlight, the original Rieju RR headlight, does not look that good, and the V-face headlight looks a lot better. So you got like a retro mod style on this bike. You got it retro theme, but you still got a little bit of upgrades and made it even better. So I really like the fact you took advantage of an old school moped to really take it to a old school vibe with it, and they still have a modern engine with a quite powerful 50cc engine setup. It's a really nice balanced moped, and it's definitely a really cool moped you have here. Done a great job with this bike, and it's just fun to see. So thank you so much for sending something in that's a little bit more unique and switching it all up on the show. So thank you so much for sending this bike in to the SNT bike show. But that was the 5 amazing bikes from this week's bike show. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join the squad on the road to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I know it's super ambitious, but I think we might be able to do it if you hit that red subscribe button, turn it gray. We post 2 to 3 times per week. We do the bike show on Sundays, and then we do KTM videos on Tuesday and Thursday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and check those out. But that's pretty much all for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below which bike was your favorite. But that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. It's been Boy SNT, and I'll see you in the next one.